Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to another Head, Heart and Hills video. It's a bit of a solo trip today. It's the morning, so good morning from the east of the Lake District. We're near Ullswater. We've just come through a little village called Howtown, and we're going to walk around and do roughly a 10-mile loop around a fell called Place Fell, which is basically, if you're looking northwards, it's sort of to the east of Patterdale, which is south of the Ullswater Lake. But to get to it, like I say, we've parked up in Howtown. Well, I've parked up in Howtown, and then we're going to do a walk along sort of a main road, well not main road, to B road, into Martindale, and then you basically head through into the sticks through a sort of farmer's track, and then that takes you up and over Place Fell, and then we'll get to the top of there, have a spot of lunch, have a little look round. Don't know what the view is going to be like today, because it is actually quite misty up on top of the fells today, so we're not quite sure, but we'll have a look, and then get to the top, Place Fell, head back down, and then basically going to follow the path which follows it tracks the edge of Ullswater Lake, and basically that will eventually bring you back round to Howtown where we parked, or where I've parked. I keep saying we, it's only me today. Just one additional thing before we get started and start tracking down this the road. I just thought I'd throw this in there for Chris, a friend of mine, and Claire. We're talking about it'd be good if we could like do these videos using licensed music from films and video games like Skyrim and Lord of the Rings. So one thing I'm going to do today is, because I am on my own, I've downloaded the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring complete recordings, and I'm basically just going to plug myself in and just listen to that soundtrack like a full-on nerd as I'm walking around this beautiful Lord of the Rings-esque inspired landscape. Let's crack on. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. How far ahead the road has gone, and I must follow if I can. So just walking down that path that I was saying before, or the road I was saying before, that leads you to a farmer's house, which you can kind of just see just here. I just walked through, and as I was going past it, the lady who owns it, I assume she doesn't live on her own, there's quite a few cars there, basically was coming out to take a dog for a walk, and we started chatting. Oh, I was just so jealous of that house that she has. It's quite an isolated spot here, but like, I mean, like, you're just surrounded by, you're in this valley basically, like sort of bowl, horseshoe shaped valley, and at the end of a road, and it just seems amazing. I've actually been with my friend Nick and Reese, and we did this walk, and we always joked and commented that that house would be the perfect house to hold up in a sort of an apocalypse scenario, like zombie apocalypse, or you know, if we needed to sort of bunker down for a while, it'd be the perfect place to come and do it if it was abandoned, obviously. And yeah, I mean, I don't think lockdown or coronavirus is quite that sort of apocalyptic scenario, but what a place to be locked down in. Like, I mean, it's obviously very isolating, but you know, I don't know if I'd mind as much if I'd lived up here. It's just brilliant. Been putting this off for a couple of weeks now, and so I was going to come up a couple of Sundays ago, and I just didn't know if it was right for me to do so. And you know, I don't think I have anything, but I don't want to obviously spread it, I don't want to catch anything. So it was just always playing in the back of my mind, and Amy basically said to me last night, she was just like, look, get out, clear your head, talk to the camera, do some filming, and you know, make you feel better. And there's nothing to worry about. You're not going to see anybody really, off the lady at the farm. So just go and enjoy it and don't worry about it. And if anyone stops you, you know, it's essential travel only, but they want you to go out and do exercise. And I'm sorry to say, but this is essential for me. You know, it might be a risk. I don't know. I'm not seeing anybody, like I say, but I'm not with anybody. I'm on my own. But it's essential for me. I mean, this is why I did start this channel, because I love doing this and getting out and helping sort of crush those demons and stuff. But anyway, the camera's saying I've rambled on now for 5 minutes. It's going to be an interesting edit. But yeah, let's carry on with the walk. We are on the approach now. If you just carry up this path and cut through that little gully, that V-shaped gully there, if you can see it, and then you basically turn right, and then that place fell up there. We're going to have a little break and a drink, I think. Just starting to warm up. When I got here this morning, I was trying to remember the actual route, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder if this would be doable on an e-bike, because this path is not actually that bad, but I couldn't remember what it was like on top. And then I was genuinely just thinking about it as I got up this path, and a guy was just up there, if you can see him, can't zoom in sadly, he's just there on his e-bike and he's powering up, and I thought, it is doable on an e-bike, this is definitely doable with it. So I think, watch out for another video, because there might be one when I'm back here on an e-bike. It's awesome. So I got to the sort of plateau part of the walk at the top now. Well, actually not quite at the top, just at the base of the climb up to Place Fell. I just thought I'd have a little stop, and I'm going to stow my hat and my gloves, because it's actually really warm and I'm sort of struggling to regulate my temperature a little bit. And with that said, I bought myself a new jacket, a Paramo Altez, I think it's called, jacket, because I've had a few Gore-Tex ones in the past, but I find that I just sweat a lot in them and can't sort of control my heat at all. And this one had a good breathability rating, so I thought I'd treat myself because it was my birthday and get a new jacket. But I think it must just be me, because I don't know if you can see on the t-shirt, it's pretty disgusting, but I am absolutely sweating. I've got the vents open. I think it's just me. I think I'm just really rubbish at controlling my body temperature. I got really loose pants on as well. I thought it would kind of help with sort of the airflow on the body, but yeah, it's sort of too cold to take the jacket off really. But yeah, I'm just taking a breather. I'm gonna have a little drink and blow my nose, and then I'm gonna basically tackle that path there. If you can sort of just see it here, it goes at the top into the mist, and that's the top there. Place Fell. There is a way down, but I think it brings you back down basically where we started. I don't really want to do that. My route, let me just show you when I come back down. So I'm going to go up there and then come back down, and then basically where I've just stopped here in this little alcove, we're going to kind of walk down here this path and down over that side of the valley, which is where Patterdale is. Glenridding's just here, and that there in the distance where my finger's pointing is the route up Helvellyn, which, as you can see today, visibility would be poor. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a drink and, like I say, blow my nose and crack on with this walk. For anyone who is really interested, I'm up to a shortcut to mushrooms on the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. I'm not actually sure how far we're up now. Place fell. Because like I said, I've never actually walked up this way before. All I know that it is as steep as the Skiddaw ascent places, and I'm struggling with my temperature, and it is very misty. It's one of those, it's because you can't see an end in sight. You don't know how far you've got, so you just keep on going. I think it's just up there. I think you can sort of see some sort of summit. Sorry. Thankfully it's flattened out a little bit here. It's still very misty though. So it's just nice to be on my own, collecting my thoughts, hopefully sweating out all this negativity and anxiety. I'm listening to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack while I'm walking, which is really good. I'm just up to the bit where the Fellowship is leaving Rivendell, setting out on their quest for the One Ring, which is quite a nice theme to be listening to while walking across the top of this fell in the mist. Feels like I'm having my own little adventure. So I think that's where Place Fell is. I've looked on the map and it actually says Place Fell is down there, but I mean I can't see because of the mist, but I'm pretty sure that is a bit of a drop down there, so I'm not actually sure where the summit is of Place Fell, but that was pretty high up there. I can't really see in the distance to give you any indication if there's anything over there. I was going to double back and head back down to where I said, where I stopped to pack up my gloves and scarf and then kind of walk the way I know. But I'm kind of intrigued to see where this goes, because just looking on the Garmin map, and it says there's a path there which I can maybe follow back down to where it says campsite. I don't know if you can see that, where the little red arrow is. So I'm just going to follow that and see if that brings me back down to the trail, because that is where the trail is, where I was going to do a walk today. So there was me thinking I'd reached the summit of Place Fell earlier, but actually it turns out I didn't. There was a couple of ladies that crossed paths with when I was, like I say, putting my hat and scarf away, and they headed up this way, and I just finally bumped into them up here on the top. Yeah, there's like a, I don't actually know what these are. I think there's like a screw in there, so I assume you put something in there and it would give you directions or something. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It might be something to do with mining. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm going to try and get down without falling because it's quite slippy. I'm obviously on my own. I particularly want to let myself, but yeah, at the top now. Fantastic. Again, you can't really see the route, but according to the Garmin and the ladies I've just spoken to, if I head basically this way into the mist, which is where they've gone, there's actually a path that brings you back down into Sandwick and Howtown. So that's exactly where I want to go. I've obviously negated the whole walking around Ullswater and the lake view, but we'll still see some of that, because we're going to head around the peninsula before we head back up to the hill to where the car is. But yeah, it's getting bloody cold now, so I think I'm going to get my gloves back out and my hat and crack on. didn't film anything coming down there. It was pretty slippy. There were quite some really slippy rocks, and it's quite marshy. And it's got down here, as you can kind of see, there's all bogs and stuff. I still have no real idea where I am. But yeah, I've been walking for about 15 minutes now. The Garmin says I'm on the right track, and I'm due to take a left turn in a bit and head down that one there. But if you were to ask me where the path was, I've not got a clue. Just look at that. It's just pure boggy marsh. I've done some of these walks before, and all I've done is just lost myself in the water, in the bog. Ooh, like that. But yeah, I think the path's there. You can see the path. Lord of the Rings soundtrack sit rep. Where am I up to now? As I approach a nice view of Ullswater, I am up to Balin's tomb. Fool of a took, throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity. As Jafe bouts to fall down a hole as he's walking down the mountain, talking to a camera. But yeah, I mean, look at this, what we're about to see now. That's going to be a good view. Let's go check it out. There we go. Look at that. That is Glenvidin over there, where we would normally park to hike up Helvellyn. Yeah, that is cool. What a view. Nearly down. You can see Ullswater there. This is the south end of Ullswater. Actually goes around there for quite some way. I think it's probably about another 2 miles of lake, maybe. It's quite a big lake, Ullswater. But yeah, we're gonna, well, I keep saying I'm on a solo walker. So we're gonna track down here and then down this path down, which I'm assuming just leads you through there. Which looks like a bit of a drop on that side, but that's basically gonna bring you down. I don't know if you can see that farm just down there. There's actually a path that'll take me down there, which then allows me to join the original route that I was gonna do along the lake. When I get down there, I think it's time for some food because I'm getting really hungry. Let's go on, let's crack on. I've changed my mind basically. I'm still on that descent from the last shot we just shot. And the view is just absolutely stunning. So I found this rock just off the main path here, and I thought I'd have my lunch here because there's a better view than what I'd get down there because it's obviously quite low to the lake. I was planning on sitting by the lake and just sort of having my lunch there, but I think this is a better view. I mean, let's have a little show you. I mean, you've just seen it before, but like this is my lunch view. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, my lunch is a bit of a miss today. I walked out the house with my sandwich, my hot water, my mug and my tea bag, but on the side in the kitchen I left my my cup of soup, and I was going to have my cup of soup and a sandwich. I was going to bring my spoon, which my good friend Chris made for me for my birthday. Well, it wasn't really for my birthday, it was like a commission kind of thing he did for me. We talked about it and he sort of made me one, and it just arrived for my birthday, so I'm calling it my birthday present. But I forgot it, and I'm really gutted because I promised them I'd bring it with me on my next video. So I do apologise, Chris, but I've throw in a little picture here just to show you what it kind of looks like. But yeah, it's an awesome spoon. Looking forward to actually using it. Carved out of oak, which he made his latest mug from. I'll throw a link to his latest video up in the top here. But yes, sorry Chris, appreciate it, but it'll be for the next time. But yeah, so I'm just gonna make a cup of tea while the water's still warm. It's not particularly boiling anymore, but I'm just gonna make a brew. The sandwich I made for myself is I wouldn't say it's quite a Reuben, but it's basically pastrami, pickles, Swiss cheese, and then a mustard mayo on brown bread, basically. So let's give it a go. That's well good. I didn't know how much I needed that. Yeah. I will say that the mug that I've got, the man, the myth, the cycling legend, although I'm not a cycling legend at all, is from my mum, from my birthday, so thanks mum. Now the sandwich is done. Obviously didn't forget myself a nice little treat, again baked by Amy. It is a, move me brew. It is a piece of, it doesn't look that appealing now actually, but it's fit. It's a mincemeat and marzipan apple tart slice, and it is Christmas in a wafer thin bit of puff pastry. And I've also got a piece of homemade chocolate and banana loaf cake. I'm going to save that until I've finished, so I don't actually fall asleep from not eating on the way home. But yeah, this Amy, is probably a highlight of your baking career. Maybe. I'm down now from up there. That's the way I've just walked down. As you can see, it was quite steep. I was going to record some stuff past that tree. I wasn't going. I was going to plan to do some more, but I just had no grip at all on my shoes. I was slipping on anything that was wet in the slightest, and there was a lot of that which was just wet because it was like a bit of a stream, and obviously some wet grass, and I just didn't fancy trying to film. But I think basically my boots have had it. I've had them for a long time now, but even though there's still visibly some grip on there, they're basically like oil slicks on anything. I mean like anything, it could be dry and they just slip. So I think it's time for some new ones. I don't know how much more I'm going to record, probably a little. I will record quite a little bit, but I've actually got quite a long way to walk back yet, and time's not on my side because I had to double back on myself a little bit. So I'm going to crack on and try and get as much footage as I can for you with that, try and get back as quick as I possibly can. But for now, sit rep, Lord of the Rings soundtrack, Path Gallon, the sad bit where Boromir passes away. Rest in peace, Boromir. been a long but good walk today. My initial plan from the offset was a 10-mile loop, which should probably have taken about 4 hours, but classic Jay, and anybody who knows me, like Loz for example, knows I love a good false ETA of things. I've actually been walking now for nearly 5 hours, and I've only done 8 miles, so yeah, actually thinking about that, might actually, if I have more like 2, maybe 3 miles left. It's basically because I went up and followed a route which I've not done before, and I didn't really take into account of how steep it was going to be and how challenging it was going to be. But then obviously double backed a little bit, and that adds on more time. But yeah, I'm not bothered. I mean, the light's failing me now. I'd have liked to got home for a reasonable time. Like I say, I think it's like, oh, what time is it now? It's 3 o'clock now. I was meant to be at the back of the car for 2, so it gives you an idea how long I've been yeah, I'm not going to complain too much. It's been absolutely stunning today, and it's not rained. It's been challenging at times. Had to give Amy a call and a text. I was just feeling a bit lonely. It does get to you. I didn't think it would as much. I thought I'd just plug in the earphones and focus on doing the walk, but I don't know, just that one bit of sort of, I don't know, loneliness and negativity, whatever you want to call it, creeps in, and then I feel like I'm back to square one a little bit. It's pretty hard to deal with when you're on your own, so you have to give her a call, but it's not too bad. I've enjoyed the solo walk though, but I think when you start cracking on with things, carrying on with your goal, then, you know, helps sort of get rid of those feelings. And talking to you guys as well, although it does feel quite strange that I'm walking through the Lake District talking to a camera to people that maybe I don't know. Hopefully, well, I know a few people that I know watch this, so hi guys. But yeah, it's just challenging, but I don't know, it's something to continue working through, I suppose. Hopefully things will get easier and I can see my mates again and my family. We can go around to each other's houses and just enjoy each other's company. Santa, that's my wish for Christmas. I'm now in the woodland on that last bit, really, on that last peninsula, which I was telling you about, which kind of goes round the edge of the lake. As you can see, there's the lake. It goes round and up a little bit and then back round to the church at Howtown. But I didn't realise this, but this woodland is part of the Ullswater Way, and the Ullswater Way is actually part of that full route, which I was planning on doing. Obviously it obviously goes all the way around Ullswater, does a full loop of it. So you learn something new every day. As I entered the woods, there was a sign that said 1.5 miles to Howe Town. So I think, yes, I definitely got my distances goosed. But you know, we're plodding on. Another half an hour maybe, back to the car and head home for a shower. So we're coming to the end of the walk now. Literally just got to follow this path a little bit further, and then where that hill is just there, it's car park's just around there basically. So I thought no better place than this point, overlooking the rest of Ullswater, for a sign off. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, as always. Yeah, they do wonders for my mental health, just to try and get out here and do something, and also just becoming a better videographer basically, and getting better editing and things like that. But most importantly, it's just sort of getting out and clearing the old head, and you know, expelling some demons, like I always say. But yeah, feeling a lovely walk today. Also, I'd like to thank you for sitting through some of my ramblings. I know there's a lot of it out there on the internet, and I just feel like I like to sort of talk about it on the videos. And if anybody sort of like, I don't know, sort of feels the same way as me and can kind of relate, then you know, just be strong and try and be positive as possible. And as I've said, well, not always say, but what I've said in other videos, there's people around you, even in lockdown, that you can talk to. And if there's not friends and family you feel like you can talk to, there's always a professional you can talk to. Just get in contact with your GP. It's what I did to arrange my counselling, and it did me the world of good. Sort of put my head into focus and help me deal with when I'm feeling anxious or angry or upset and stuff. Kind of give me the tools to sort of deal with that. So yeah, just do it. It's hard. It's hard to ring up somebody you don't know and admit something, but you know, at the end of the day, better to have somebody there for you than not. So please do. But yeah, I'll leave you now, because as you can tell, the light's failing me now. It's getting a bit dark and my battery's dying on my camera. So as usual, if you like this video, please like and hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notifications, and please do drop some comments in the comments below. I'll try and respond to all of them, and you know, take care of yourself, guys, and all the best, and Merry Christmas if we don't do a video beforehand. But take care, guys, all the best.